welcome to Local SEO Today. I'm Roger Murphy.
And I'm John Vaughn.
Today we want to speak to lawyers or business owners, firm owners, John, that are in the legal industry. They require new files, they require clients. So marketing, let's talk about that and let's talk about lawyers.
Yeah, marketing, advertising, it's probably one of the biggest impacts that can happen if you're looking to grow your files, right? Where do you start? What has kind of worked? There's so many different ways to advertise, right? And what we've seen over the years, like we've worked with thousands of potential business owners like yourself in the legal industry. And what really worked in the past no longer works today, right? So what we're going to talk about is what kind of worked 10, 15 years ago, right? And we're going to talk about traditional media.
They say you don't know where you're going unless you know where you've come from. So let's talk about where it used to work, and not that it doesn't today, but what most people did before, John, and what seems to be working today.
Yeah, and I hear this a lot. Like I get a lot of referrals or word of mouth. And what happens when that no longer exists?
Exactly.
Right. So you need to continually replace your files and get new files.
That's right. If you've been in the legal profession at all for the last 10 or 15 years, you'll know that the choices were, and to an extent they still are, you had, if let's say you were a personal injury lawyer, or you were an employment lawyer, or a criminal lawyer, you had the phone directory, you had bus shelter advertising, John, we had radio, television. Where else would they promote their
local
business?
newspaper?
Local newspaper.
Magazines.
Yes. Yep.
Right? But anything direct. And also referrals, right? So they relied heavily on, say, doctors or anyone that's kind of related in the industry, physiotherapists, chiropractors, right? But any form of relationship as well. So there's ways to advertise and get your name out there, right? But what kind of gives you the best return?
Yeah, and right? It should be mentioned, to your point about the best return, 10, 15 years ago, even 10, 7 years ago, Google did not have the headlock, the stranglehold on search that does today. So the different mediums that used to work have really been affected. It's called disruptive advertising, but Google disrupted the whole industry because it is the search tool of anything. You can search for everything today.
Yeah, and traditionally it was the yellow pages because it was the directory of verticals, so you can actually go into a specific industry, such as a vertical like employment lawyer or personal injury lawyer or real estate lawyer, right? Or criminal lawyer. There were subheadings within the lawyer category where you can actually look for a whole database of all law firms in that local market that can satisfy that user's search query, right? So traditionally that was it. When you were advertising, you wanted to be that number one spot or the first couple where they can call you and get a free consult, right?
So today you have as a business owner, you're a law firm, you're going to go, we have a limited amount of marketing funds we want to put out there. Where do we get the best return on our investment, ROI? Where's that going to be?
And what we believe in is you got to dominate the SERP on Google, because if 90% of the population is using search engines and Google primarily, you want to be where people are looking.
Right, and SERP, by the way, is search engine results page. That is the key, so you want to be there. And John, there's a lot of tricks to the trade, right? Google's got 200 signals they're looking at for every website, and they got this philosophy of we only put the best sites, the best, most complete websites for any given search. And maybe that's why Google's so powerful, because of this philosophy they have.
Yeah, and what we believe in is, if you understand advertising and you want a constant flow of ready-to-buy customers, you need to be on that first page, not just you can pay to play, and we'll talk about that in more detail.
Sure.
But below that paid section is that map, a 3-pack, and below that is the organic listings, right? There's going to be a lot of directories, but what you want to own is that prime real estate of satisfying the user's intent with your website. And that all starts off with building a solid website.
Yes. Yeah. So, and a website 10 years ago is not the type of website you need today. It has to meet these signals that Google's looking for. for. It's crawlability, scalability, that Google can see it easily. There are certain platforms that work really well, John.
Responsiveness, the speed of the website, the UX, the design. It has to satisfy users' intent, right?
It has to look good on a phone as well as a computer. Yeah. And if it doesn't, these are little things that all add up that will diminish or water down your ability to get your website to rank.
And Google's actually factoring in how long someone stays on your website as well. So if you only have a 5 or 10 second retention, someone lands on your website, doesn't see what they're looking for, and presses that back button, actually has a negative impact on your website. So what we do here at Local SEO Search is really focus on what are the deliverables with the over 200 signals that Google's looking for to help websites get ranked on that first page.
Exactly. Because if you ask 10 of your friends, how many of us use Google, you'll find that almost 9 out of 10 will say Google. But if you ask how many of your friends look at results that are on page 3 or 4 or 5 of Google, you'll find out that very, very, very few, almost 0, will look there. You have to be highly ranked, page 1, maybe page 2, but really that's where all the buyers, where all the people are going to make their decisions. That's where they're going to be looking.
And the challenge is, and you as a law firm, you're going to say, well, there's only 10 spots on Google's first page. How am I going to compete?
Yes.
Where do I start? Now, what's my budget going to look like?
Exactly.
And when do you start, right? These are some of the questions we get on a daily basis, right?
And it's an excellent question. It actually, because there's so many search variables or different search terms, John, that get put in, whether it's, let's say someone's looking for personal injury, there's personal injury lawyer, there's slip and fall, there's motorcycle accidents. These are all different search terms that people are typing in today. Therefore, the more search terms there are, the more ability you as a business, a firm, a law firm in that industry, that's why you can look for categories that may not have as much competition, but it's still valuable for your business.
Exactly. So figure out what your unique selling proposition is and go after that so that you can dominate that industry,
Exactly.
right? So we work with a lot of firms like yourself who's watching this to really make them become the industry leaders in their local market.
In their vertical, that's
in
right.
their vertical, yes. So we help you actually dominate the SERP, again, search engine results page, and help you get as many of these ready to buy customers looking on Google that's looking for a solid law firm to eventually pick you.
Yeah. So we're talking about Google and Bing and Yahoo. Let's speak to, I guess, one of the products that Google offers, which is Google Ads.
Yes, and this is more of a pay-to-play, right? You can easily call Google up or work with a firm that focuses on pay-to-play, paid AdWords, where you can design an ad, make it appear based on your budget. You can actually pick radius and time being on that SERP, and really it's pay to play. So the more you spend, the more likelihood you will appear, but you're bidding per click.
Yes.
And what happens is usually law firms have a limited budget. If it's hundreds of dollars a day or thousands of dollars a day. When that budget expires, which typically it does because Google wants to actually use up all your money, when that expires, you get taken down.
Right. So then think about that. Your whole marketing effort ceases. So unless you keep feeding it, you fall off the page and you're not found anywhere. So the idea of organic placement, that means you naturally appear day and night, morning and evening, 7 days a week for those search terms you're going after. That is a very, very powerful strategy to go after because you never know. You're a lawyer. You just never know when someone needs your service. Right now, someone could be looking for a firm that provides the type of specialty, whether it's criminal, personal injury, maybe it's family law, maybe it's trademark. You don't know who's searching. You need to make sure that you're found whenever they're ready to buy, not when you've had a budget to spend.
And it might be really quick. Like you can set this up and you can see good results right away, right? But you're renting space, right? And what happens? If you buy the ads,
yes.
If you're buying the ads, what you're trying to do is earn your way. Because as a user, the user intent is different with ads versus organic.
Sure.
Right? You want to earn your way. It may take a little bit more time. There's a lot of signals, and we as a company, we focus on all these signals, building a solid content strategy, link strategy, social strategy, reputation strategy. There's different things that are very critical for you to actually propel your business and earn your way with a solid website to get found with a lot of these terms.
So if you're the law firm, think of this. If you, and you can try the AdWords, but that is renting space. It's like being a renter. If you go after organic, which then you're naturally appearing all the time, you are an owner. You own that real estate on that page. But you do need a good company. There's lots of them. We feel we're a great company to work with you. But how a company that can work continually to make sure that all the signals are being met that Google's looking for to earn your place and your real estate on highly ranked on page 1 and on the map.
So not just Google, there's other forms of advertising. I want to talk about this because, there's a lot of digital strategies out there. There's email marketing. If you have a solid email database, you can definitely market within your internal database. There's social media marketing where you can place ads on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. There's so many different ways to advertise on there as a sponsored ad. And then even some of these traditional means are now, more common for digital, like podcasts. You can actually advertise with their audience.
Sure.
YouTube advertising. So if you're doing video advertising, you want more brand awareness, you can definitely go after that. Influence marketing is a big thing. If you are, if there's a huge audience and following for certain people. So there's different ways to advertise. And what we believe in is try different things, see what works best for your business, and if it works, continue doing it. If you haven't started search engine optimization, start doing it today, right? Because what we believe in is it will provide you the best solid return on investment. Focus on ready to buy customers who are looking for your services every single day, and they just need to find that right company.
When you look on Google, you can type it in, and Google actually says the number one thing you can do for your law firm or any business owner can do is optimize your website. So find a good company that knows how to optimize, that does the full range of services, answers Google's questions, and that will put you on the road to getting regular phone calls, emails, and booking appointments to come to your business.
And what we also have to talk about is running a solid business. And what I mean by that is start getting good third-party reviews, testimonials, case studies, white papers, whatever it may be, as social proof. Because people will read that stuff.
That's right.
And as long as you have a solid reputation in the industry, word will get out there if you don't.
That's right. So what you're looking for is reviews. That is what's referred, John, as you say, to social proof. Get reviews and then respond to the reviews, both negative and if there's ever positive and negative. If there's ever a negative one, you respond to it right away. That is something that just shows you're a responsive business owner that appreciates every type of interaction with your client. That helps you build trust with other potential clients.
Yeah, and Google's looking at all these signals, right? So run a solid business because it will really help you grow your business online and generate more revenue for your partners, right?
Yeah. So your business, look to the different strategies, John, the different channels you could try. Always be thinking about your unique proposition. What's special about your practice? Are you trademark specialists? Are you personal injury specialists? Are you criminal specialists? Are you family law? Whatever that is, make sure that whoever builds and manages your website understands your unique selling proposition, really, what your unique services are.
Perfect. Well, thanks a lot. I really appreciate this.
John, thank you for your time, and thank you for listening today to Local SEO.
Today.